and gratitude in their life, their telomerase enzyme was increased and their aging and depression and genetic length was significantly higher. That is what I want to tell you. The quality of your thoughts can actually reverse your aging. It's only and only about your perspective that you develop in your life. Next slide, please. So your genes can completely, next slide please, can change your life. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you change the way you look at people, people you look at change. And if you change the way you look at situations, situations you look at change. Everything is completely dependent on our own mindset and on our thoughts, my dear friends. That is what I want to tell you. Look at this. Merely by changing your thoughts and inculcating love, you can completely change your destiny. आज अपने बच्चों और एजुकेशन सिस्टम में उनको अपनी एजुकेशन के साथ साथ उनको इमोशनली स्टेबल बनाना आज बहुत बहुत आवश्यक है. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Slide. This is what Dr. Robert Waldinger showed. The world's longest study, which is called the Grant and Glueck study or the happiness study, that the single most important factor in 700 children who had followed up for 75 years, what was responsible for their successful and happy life was not their money, not their position, not their power. It was only and only, next slide please, was only good relations in their life. Develop this. This is what we need in our life. We don't need people who are just successful. We need people who are emotionally stable. We need people who are emotionally empowered in their life. Next slide, please. That is why my message to you is take out time to spend time with children. Connect with them. As parents, as teachers, take out time. Has those sessions where you can emotionally understand the feelings which a child is undergoing. You can make them empowered. You can make them feel the way they are feeling. And that is very important. That is why. So it's time to move back from high tech to high touch in our lives. To have that compassion in our lives. To have that joy in our life. That is very, very important in our lives. Next slide, please. My second message to you. Next slide, please. Next slide, next slide, next slide. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Can my thoughts affect my body also? Is it possible that my thoughts can actually affect my body? Next slide, please. Look at this. Dr. Alvaro Pascal Leon conducted a beautiful experiment. विचारों के द्वारा हम अपने शरीर की भी प्रोग्रामिंग को completely change कर सकते हैं. And what he did was, next slide please. He conducted an experiment in more than 300 people, and what he did was he taught them to play piano. In the two groups to play piano, one group was actually taught to play piano by their hands, and on the contrary, the second group was just imagined to play piano, whether they were just thinking that they are playing piano, and he imaged their brains to see what were the changes that were occurring in their brain. Next slide, please. Look at what happened. Those people who were actually playing piano with their hands, on the contrary, those people who were only imagining that they were playing piano, the changes occurred similarly in brains of both the people. How is it possible? Merely by thinking, we can actually program the brains of different people only by creating a positive thought. Next slide. This is what I want to tell you, that today, by repeated and positive and affirmative thinking, we can program the brains of different children. This is called, next slide please, neuroplasticity. Do we have a slide changer? Another slide changer? Please bring it. Please bring it. Yeah. This is very important. Next slide please. Look at this. Merely by repeated thinking, what you are doing is you are continuously strengthening the brain pathways of your children. That is why having a positive environment, repeatedly thinking positive affirmations for the children is what is going to program their mindset for success and for joy. बार बार बच्चों को कोसना, बार बार बच्चों को डांट लगाना, बार बार बच्चों के लिए नेगेटिव सोचना, केवल सोचना भी, नेगेटिव एफर्मेशंस भी देना, वो भी उनके ब्रेन को नेगेटिवली प्रोग्राम कर देता है. दिस इज व्हाट डॉक्टर एरिक कैंडल शोज. Nerve cells that fire together, they wire together. What you are thinking repeatedly can completely change your thinking and your body. Next slide, please. This is the power that we are gifted with. My third story is the power of purpose. I was always a good badminton player. And it was 21st March 2013, I used to play a state level badminton that I suffered a major injury. And at that time, I was unable to even get up from the floor. I was lifted and taken to my home and was advised bed rest for 6 months. Every day, I just visualized myself playing badminton. Every day, I wanted to come back to the court and play badminton. I was not looking at the disease. My neurosurgeon friends, my orthopedic friends said, Dr. Gupta, this is not feasible. Aapko major injury hui hai. Now you have to be on bed for a long time and you will be able to do only normal work. I said, no. I want to come back, I want to play, and for 7 to 8 months they didn't do anything on me. They made me just lie down on the bed, and I was having severe pain which was radiating down my leg. And ultimately, getting tired, next slide please, I got myself admitted on 18th January. On 19th January, I was operated 2014, and this was my picture on 20th January. Look at the joy on my face. Because I knew that now I am going to get back. I knew every day I was visualizing court, and on the second day only, I took discharge from the hospital. I drove back to my home, and within 3 days, I started walking, getting out of my bed. Within 1 week, I started moving out of my home and started taking a walk in the park. And within 1 month, I rejoined my hospital. I was able to perform my operating duties. And within 6 months, after a lot of physiotherapy, I was again able to walk for almost 8 kilometers. And my dear friends, after 1 year, I was able to jog for 10 kilometers, and down the lane, after 10 years now, I'm able to jog for 32 kilometers, play badminton, and do all the activities. What I want to tell you, next slide please, is that the person who has a why to live in his life can deal with anyhow. Develop a sense of purpose in your children. This is my spine. Next slide please. Have a purpose. A life without a purpose is like a body without a soul. We must have that joy. We must have that purpose in each and every child. Every child have their different talent. Next slide, please. While we all learn to spiral in the problems of life, while we all learn to revolve in the problems in the life, my dear friends, problems is a part of our life. But my message to you and my message to each one of your teachers and school children is that learn not to just spiral in the problems. Next slide, please. Learn to evolve out of those problems while you are facing these challenges in your life. That's the art of living. That is the power of resilience that each one of us is gifted with. That is the power of thought that each one of us is gifted with. Next slide, please. My fourth story. And the fourth story is the power of belief. Whatever you want in your life, it's on its way. I've always been a firm believer that your life is completely a manifestation of your thoughts. When I came back from America in 2001, at that time, I wanted to do cardiology, and there were only 5 seats of cardiology in the country. And listen to this very beautiful story. At that time, my teachers and my seniors were giving exam, and they knew that nobody is going to clear this exam in first attempt. I went to my mother, who's a gynecologist, and said, "Mummy, it is very difficult कि इस exam को मैं clear कर पाऊंगा. I've come back from America to stay with you, and I will give only 1 attempt. मैं केवल 1 attempt दूंगा, and if I'm able to clear this particular exam, it is fine. नहीं तो I will practice MD medicine." And you know what she said? She said, "Come here and talk to me." I said, "What?" She said, "How many seats of cardiology are there in the country?" I said, 5. She said, "How many do you want?" I said, "Only want 1. She said, "Focus on 1 and delete rest of the 4 seats." I went back to my room. I remember that Wednesday evening, I wrote on my book that 1 seat is for me. I wrote in the front of my desk, ये 1 seat मेरे लिए है. And दोस्तों, 19th July 2001, I started studying cardiology. I studied for 5 months, and 9th February 2002 was my entrance exam. 5,000 people, all specialists giving the exam. It was in Delhi University. 3 hours exam, 100 questions paper. I gave from 9:30 to 12:30. I came out, and when I came out, what do? As soon as you come out, you immediately start discussing with people कि इसका आंसर क्या है, उसका आंसर क्या है. And you know, people told me, Dr. Gupta, आपको जो भी चीज चाहिए आप हमसे मांग लीजिएगा. By 7:30 in the evening, we will send you a 100 question paper with answers so that you can give your paper better next year. I was disheartened. I went back home after a haircut. I put all my books aside and I started waiting for a result because I knew I'm not going to give second attempt. I've given my best this time. 15 days later when the result came, my rank in the country was first. My percentile was 95%. I still remember at that time. And the second, third and fourth rank was 78, 77, 76 and 70%. People call it magic. I call it the power of manifestation, my dear friends. Program the mind of children. Program your mind that success is your birthright. In those 5 months, I was already believing that I have become a cardiologist in my life. I manifested this. I tricked my brain, my amygdala, my emotional center that put full stop to the thoughts of uncertainty. आज होता क्या है? आज यही तो होता है, पता नहीं कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे, मुश्किल लगता है नहीं होगा, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, हम इसको कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे. और वो मैनिफेस्टेशन, वो अनसर्टेनिटी हमारे रैशनल ब्रेन को, हमारे पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग ब्रेन को कंप्लीटली डिस्ट्रॉय कर देती है, हमारी सोचने और समझने की शक्ति को समाप्त कर देती है. चेक योर वोकैबुलरी व्हेन यू टॉक टू पीपल एंड चिल्ड्रन एवरी मोमेंट. Check your vocabulary. Today, every day in my life, I design my day the way I want. I manifest the things the way I want. That's the power that we are gifted with. Next slide, please. This is the power. I want to tell you. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. Whatever you want to create outside must first be created in your brain. जो भी चीज बाहर देखना चाहते हो, राइट इट डाउन, टेल योर चिल्ड्रन, टेल योर होल सिस्टम. जीवन में जो भी चाहते हो, सक्सेस इज ऑलरेडी ऑन योर वे. यू हैव टू मैनिफेस्ट इट बाय बिलीविंग इन इट. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड positive thinking, and why we are not able to do it? It is because of the emotional imbalance. Next slide please. Because of the catastrophic thinking. Next slide please. Next slide please, ma'am. Next slide please. Because our brain is working like a projector. When we magnify negative things, when we keep on thinking about negative things, what happens is the negativities are magnifying in our life. That is the message I want to give you, my dear friends. Believe in the power that your magic can be created. Your children, your schools, your education system has the power to create children who are resilient and who can create magic in their life. Next slide, please. My fifth story is the power of consistency. Never aim on capacity building of a child. Don't aim. Capacity building workshops are not going to lead us anywhere. It's the consistency that builds the capacity of a child. That is what I want to tell you. When I came back in 2001, at that time, I was 97 kgs in weight. I was suffering from diabetes, I was suffering from thyroid. Next slide please. I was suffering from fatty liver, and look at this, my picture at that particular time when I came back from America. This was my actual pictures in 2001. I was having so much fatty liver and multiple problems in my life. And you know, one of my uncles, he came back to my home and said, Dr. Gupta, you want to become a cardiologist, you should look like one. Cardiologist बनना चाहते हो तो cardiologist जैसी personality भी होनी चाहिए. And those words were like a arrow for my heart. मन को और बुद्धि को तीर की तरह लगे. And 19th July 2001, I completely changed my diet and exercise program. Every single day, I started exercising and changed the diet from quantity to quality. And 6 months while I was studying for my cardiology entrance, on the day of my entrance, 9 February 2002, next slide please, I lost 23 kgs of weight. I regained a whole new personality. My diabetes, my thyroid, my fatty liver disappeared. That was not possible achievement. The achievement is, next slide, till today, May 2025, I maintain the same schedule every day in my life. That's the power of consistency. If you teach your children to be consistent, Doing extraordinary things sometimes is not going to make you great, but doing ordinary things in a simple and an extraordinary way is what is going to make your child achieve magic in your life. That is what you want in a life. If you want to perform, make them perform brilliantly, ask them to be consistent in every single aspect of their life. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. My seventh message to you. Next slide, please, ma'am. Next slide, please. Can my thoughts affect my healing also? Is it possible? क्या मेरे विचार मेरी healing के ऊपर भी इफेक्ट कर सकते हैं? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Look at this. The studies by Dr. J.B. Mosley have clearly shown that केवल संकल्पों के द्वारा हम अपने शरीर, अपनी बॉडी को भी हील कर सकते हैं. He did fantastic experiments. He took two groups of patients who had knee pain और एक ग्रुप की इन्होंने एक्चुअली सर्जरी की, उनको बुलाया, उनके नी को ओपन किया, उनको एनेस्थेटाइज किया, उनके नी को रिपेयर किया और क्लोज किया, और दूसरे ग्रुप को बुलाकर उन्होंने उनके नी को केवल ओपन करके क्लोज किया without touching their knee, and both the groups were informed that their surgeries have been done and they were followed for the pain improvement. This was published in one of the top journals of the world. My dear friends, what were the results? You would be surprised that the pain improvement was similar in both the groups. जिन लोगों की सर्जरी हुई और जिन लोगों की नहीं हुई लेकिन उनको बताएगा कि उनकी हो गई है, why? Because their thoughts created so much positive and powerful energy that they were able to heal themselves, and the pain releasing chemicals were significantly less. That is what I want to tell you. When you increase the self-esteem of a child, you know that the child is underperforming. You know there are problems with that particular person. You increase the self-esteem. You program the mindset of the child. Naturally, by consistency, their performance and their ability to achieve success goes up significantly. That is what is the power that each one of us is gifted with. Next slide, please. Even in the serious diseases, look at this. Even in the serious diseases, next slide, this gentleman, Mr. Stomatus Moratus, look at this fantastic story. He was diagnosed as terminal lung cancer. And in this terminal lung cancer, he was given only few months, 3 months to survive. इन्होंने कहा यार अब मरना ही है. And with biopsy proven lung cancer है, let me go back to my town in Ikaria, where I will be able to spend time with my family and friends, and even if I die, the burial in America would be costing $300 और वहाँ केवल 10 से $15 के अंदर मेरा काम हो जाएगा. He went to town Ikaria and he started planting vineyards. He started meditating. He started having a positive lifestyle. He started connecting with people, and you know those 3 months passed, changed into 6 months, 6 months into 60 months, and almost 5 years passed, and he thought, यार मुझे तो मरना था, मैं मर क्यों नहीं रहा हूँ? Why am I not dying? And when 10 years passed, he took a flight to America. Next slide, please. To meet all his doctors that why he is still alive. And he was surprised to see all doctors who diagnosed him with cancer were dead by that particular time. They were dead by that particular time. These are all true facts. And he came back to his town called Ikaria, and he lived up till the age of 102 years. Next slide, please. And this man is called the man who almost forgot to die. And next slide, the place where he lived is called the island where people forget to die. Why? What is common amongst these people? Next slide, please. Is the meditative lifestyle, a good sleep and natural connect, positive thinking, and disconnecting from the unnecessary technology, my dear friends. That is what we are gifted with. Do we have a slide changer, ma'am, now? Is it, it's coming? No? You don't have? Okay. So that is the power that each one of us is gifted with today. That is what I want to tell you. Next slide, please. Next slide. This is what happened with me. Next slide. When I was suffering from my brain illness, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next, ma'am. Next. Ultimately, my whole ordeal ended up in a major brain surgery on 20th June 2005. 20th June 2005. Next slide. After the surgery, I thought I'm absolutely fine. And look at this. Only 6 months later, when I was thinking that I'm absolutely fine with the right portion of my brain removed, I developed another lesion in the cerebellum, which was not amenable to surgery. I was again seeing my death too close with 16 tablets every day. Doctors from America, from Bangalore, from Delhi, everywhere saying that the surgery cannot be done. And I knew I had to do something. That is the time I took up to meditation and positive thinking, my dear friend. And for 1 year, I practiced meditation. Every day, I used to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I used to complement my medicines with meditation every day, creating those affirmations, cleaning my brain, thinking that my brain is completely disease free. Next slide, please. And after 1 year, my brain scans were done only and only with meditation. Look at this. My brain completely cleared off with all the disease, my dear friends. Next slide. What I want to tell you is today, 50 trillion cells. Next slide, please. 50 trillion cells of your body, they are behaving like a philharmonic orchestra, and you can completely change the. You can completely change. Next slide, please. You can completely program your body only and only with your thoughts, and you can create healing energy. संकल्पों की शक्ति है, my dear friends. That is what I want to tell you. That you can create magic only and only by the power of thoughts that you have. Next slide, please. My second last message to you. Ma'am, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Our thoughts can also affect our relations. Our thoughts can also change our behavior and our relations. And today, this is very important. Why? Because every day we are grossly affected by the behavior of the people. Grossly affected by the behavior of the people. एक इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर ही हमें अनेकों अनेक प्रकार के लोग मिलते हैं. And today, what happens is, if somebody is saying something wrong to us, what happens is, we are putting that garbage into our mind. उस चीज को हम अपने मन में रख लेते हैं. चेक करो अपने मन को. एवरी डे एवरी सिंगल पर्सन, हम जितनी भी बातें करें, आज एक मन के अंदर कहीं ना कहीं क्रोध का आना, इरिटेशन का आना, बार बार ईर्ष्या और घृणा का आना, एक दूसरे के प्रति कंप्लेन का आना, क्रिटिसिज्म का आना, कंपटीशन और एक्सपेक्टेशंस का आना, ये सब भावनाएं आज हमारे अपने मन के अंदर आ चुकी हैं. एंड वी आर टीचिंग पीपल. एक एक व्यक्ति जो आज इस ऑडिटोरियम के अंदर है दोस्तों, एक एक व्यक्ति अभी अपने मन को चेक करो. वो मन जिस व्यक्ति के अंदर, जिसके अंदर क्रोध है, और वो हृदय जिसके अंदर घृणा है दोस्तों, ना कभी वो खुद खुश रह सकता है, ना कभी किसी को खुशी दे सकता है. व्हाई? बिकॉज आध्यात्मिकता का नाम, अपनी रियल एजुकेशन का नाम ही है अपने मन की भी सफाई करना. वी नीड टू क्लीन आवरसेल्व्स ऑफ ऑल दिस बॉडी. एक बारी दो व्यक्ति जा रहे थे. मैं आप लोगों को एक एक्सरसाइज बताता हूं. एक एक्सरसाइज सभी लोग मेरे साथ करेंगे. यस और नो?
यस सर.
एवरीबॉडी विल डू दिस फॉर 3 days. यस एवरीबॉडी? पक्का करेंगे? वेरी सिंपल एक्सरसाइज. बहुत सिंपल एक्सरसाइज ये है कि आज के बाद जब आप लोग आज घर जाएंगे, 3 दिन के लिए केवल आपको एक काम करना है. करेंगे सभी लोग? यस. हाथ उठाइए. करेंगे. इनका वीडियो निकाल लो यार. एविडेंस होना चाहिए ना. बाद में कहीं नहीं मनाई, हमने तो कहा ही नहीं था. नॉट पॉसिबल. वेरी सिंपल एक्सरसाइज. केवल 3 दिन के लिए आप जब घर जाएंगे, कल घर की सफाई होगी, बाथरूम की सफाई होगी, किचन की सफाई होगी, बेडरूम की सफाई होगी, ड्राइंग रूम की सफाई होगी. 3 दिन के लिए घर के सारे कूड़े को संभाल कर ड्राइंग रूम में डेकोरेट करना है. दैट्स ऑल. डन एवरीबॉडी? अरे हंस क्यों रहे? अभी आपने हाथ उठाया था भाई. एवरीबॉडी. ओनली प्रिंसिपल विल डू, तभी तो टीचर्स और बच्चे भी करेंगे. यस और नो? यस और नो? व्हाई नो? व्हाई नो? क्योंकि बदबू आएगी, इंफेक्शन फैलेगा, घर का डेकोर खराब होगा. इसलिए घर की सफाई रोज होनी चाहिए, कभी कभी. एवरीबॉडी. घर की सफाई रोज या कभी कभी? रोज. जब घर की सफाई रोज होती है तो मन की सफाई 20-20 साल क्यों नहीं करते हैं? अपने आप से पूछ कर लेते हैं. हम दूसरों को पढ़ाने जाते हैं, कभी अपने मन के लिए भी पॉलिसीज बनाओ. दूसरों के लिए दिनचर्या बनाते हैं, अपने मन के लिए भी को हटा के लव को एम्ब्रेस करना, अपने मन के अंदर घृणा को हटा के कंपैशन को एम्ब्रेस करना. बच्चे सब एक समान नहीं होंगे, टीचर सब एक समान नहीं होंगे, सिचुएशंस एक समान नहीं होंगी, लेकिन मेरा मन हर एक के लिए समान रहेगा. मेरा प्यार, मेरा कंपैशन, मेरी किसी दूसरे के प्रति करुणा कभी किसी के लिए व्यक्ति के अनुसार परिवर्तित नहीं होगी. That's the art of being a great leader. Leaders don't become great because they are doing great things. They become great because of their beauty and power to empower others to come to the same level, my dear friends. That is what you all are gifted with. इस मन के अंदर ही दोस्तों राम और our children to become and lovely in our life. दोस्तों, this is the message that I want to give you. That today You have the power to unlock your powers of mind, the God gene within you. You have the power to create difference. 1440 मिनट हमको रोज मिलते हैं. And today from this stage, I am just requesting you to take out 20 minutes to empower your mind. अपने मन को प्रोग्राम करो, अपने मन को पावरफुल बनाओ, अपने मन को शांत करो. हॉस्पिटल का, अपने एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स का, अपने स्कूल्स का एनवायरनमेंट इतना सुंदर होना चाहिए कि कोई भी व्यक्ति उस एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर आए, उसको लगे कि जैसे ये एजुकेशन सिस्टम नहीं है या स्ट्रेस नहीं है, इट्स लाइक अ टेम्पल ऑफ हीलिंग, इट्स लाइक अ टेम्पल ऑफ जॉय. इस प्रकार की एनर्जीज को बनाइए कि द मोमेंट यू स्टेप आउट, चिल्ड्रन आर नॉट फियरफुल, they are in an ocean of love and joy. That is the energy that you have to create in your own life. And meditation and silence is one of the most powerful ways to do it. Have a powerful, neutral, very simple silence room. Talking to the children, empowering their minds. Not just their mobiles, but empowering their minds, inculcating the love, the joy, the peace, the purity. This is the power of silence. This is the power of thoughts. When we are feeding our mind with lot and lot of happiness and joy and peace, we can create and design our own destiny. Look at this, what happens to our brain. When we analyze your brain by magnetoencephalogram of a normal person, both the hemispheres are imbalanced, my dear friends, and this brain is prone to anxiety and depression. And look at this, what happens with 15 minutes of silence and meditation. Only 15 minutes. This is the synchrony that is created in both the brains. Both right and left hemispheres are empowered to create a more integrated and optimized mental and emotionally healthy system. This is the magic that you can create by your thoughts, my dear friends. Don't create people who are intellectual, who are working only with left brain, who are good only in their subject, who are strategic and analytical, but empower your children to be loving, to be passionate, and to be creative, because your right brain is what controls your left brain. Remember, those people who are creative, whose right brain is functioning, their success and performance is 70 times better than those people who are only intellectual, and their fulfillment in life in their whole journey is almost 2 times better than a normal person. My dear friends, I don't know whether we are going to meet again or not, but today, take this message, that this is the right time to revamp our education system. Not revamping our education system by changing the books, by changing the syllabus, but by changing our own mindset. Each one of you